everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's Rachel right here. Today I would like to show you how I prepare a photo to make into a diamond painting. And we'll see how far we can get. I just want to preface this by saying I'm not an expert at all, and I just do this for fun. Results may vary. And if you have any questions about how to do these things, I would highly recommend searching on programs, on different websites, forums, just to get an idea of what you might be capable of. And also, if you're not having an easy time at it, don't be afraid to contact the seller and ask for help. But there are some things that you can do to prep your photo, to get it ready so that it's the best shape it can be for a diamond painting. So let's get started. Right here I have an old picture. This is me at my mom's wedding when she got married to my stepdad, and I'm just going to go ahead and start playing around with it. So as you can see, it's a vintage photo. It's actually a printout. And how I'm going to start is I'm going to press the edit button at the bottom. And I'm going to crop it. I'm pretty sure that anybody that you know will probably know how to crop an image. I'm going to actually take out the people in the background, and I'm going to make it zoom in on myself a little bit more. I'm going to try to get out as many people as possible and make it focus on me. There we go. So as you can see, it's a pretty blurry picture. Let's see what we can do to adjust that. I'm going to go ahead and keep saving as we go. So I'm going to go back to edit now, and we're going to go into adjust, which is just there in the corner. I'm going to go back and show you so you have all these options at the very bottom. Do you see that? Now, what I'm using here is a Huawei phone. So these options might be a little different on your phone, but you want to go into where brightness, contrast, saturation lives. Here, I'm actually going to go into sharpness. Sharpness will deepen the features on it, and I'll show you, I'll slide it here. Can you see how the texture changes on the photo? And it went from being very blurry like this into very, very detailed. I'm going to bring it all the way up. You don't have to do that, but I think it looks a lot better this way. And then I'm also going to go back to the adjust part and try to play with the contrast and saturation a little bit. So if you play with contrast, you can see the colors changing. I want it to be vivid, and I want those colors to deepen. And maybe play with this saturation as well. This will make it more vivid. You see how it goes from almost black and white to more vivid. Just be aware that the more saturated it is, if it's a human, the skin tone will vary. I'm going to keep it just about there and check the brightness. Should I turn it up or down? I'll just keep it somewhere in there. Okay, let's see. I'm going to save that now. There's a few other things that you can do. You can change it so there's a blur in the background. So you can see here that the circle widens. I can bring the circle up to my face and blur all the things around the edges like so. We don't want that for a diamond painting. You can say everywhere blur. We don't want that either. You may discover that you want there to be a bar, and if you play with two fingers, you can do that, but I don't want to use the bar. I'm going to use the circle. I'm going to make the circle go around my body like so, and then I'm going to bring in the blur. Now, ideally, I would keep out the lady's legs behind me as well, but I don't know if that's possible. Okay, here we go. Oops. So we're going to save it there. Now, this picture is probably not the best picture suited for a diamond painting. In my opinion, this is just my humble opinion. I do not like diamond paintings of people, and especially myself. I wouldn't necessarily do one of myself. So I'm going to show you another picture. Okay, here's my second picture. As you can see, this is my dog Luna, and she's out for her walkies in the park. So I'm going to show you how I edited a similar picture. You may have seen that before. I'm also going to bring in the photo because I want the focus to be on the dog. The closer that you get to the subject, the more detailed they will be in the end, and the easier it will be to see them. Crank up the saturation. Trust me on this, especially when it comes to these outdoor pictures with lots and lots of flowers or leaves in the background. You want it to be as sharp as possible as well. You want to get those outlines. See how before it was all a blur? You want to get the outlines of the blades of grass. Now, you may not want it to be that detailed, but the more detail you get, the clearer that picture will get. What I'm looking at right now is I'm looking at the stones on the path, and I'm trying to decide, do I want them to be super, super visible or not? Do I want her face fur to look that way? I think I'm going to keep it here. Okay, and then the brightness will bring it here. I don't think we need any highlights or saturation. We'll just keep it like so. And then if you really wanted to, I mean, you could change the color. You could put a filter on top. I've done this before. You can look at all these different types of filters that your phone might come with, and you might choose a different kind of color palette. Look at that. That's awesome. It's not for everybody. That's okay too, you know. But the idea is that you have all these options, and what you're really looking for in the end is you're looking for something that will make your subject pop. So I'm trying to find that right now. Another option is to go into Instagram. If you have Instagram, here we go. This looks as close as I can get to the lo-fi. I'm looking at the strength of it. Yeah, let's bring that all the way up. Okay. The lo-fi filter on Instagram is particularly good for outdoorsy photos. So I'm going to save that one. Here's one more photo that I took while I was on my way to Toronto last year. So this is a picture of some chives, I believe, actually. Anyway, we're going to go in and we're going to do something similar again. You're going to adjust it, you're going to sharpen it, and you're going to see how the details come up. Can you see the bee now? The bee is just there, almost in the center. Again, the only reason that I say to sharpen it is so that the little details can come out, and the diamond painting software is going to be able to see that and the edges of that much easier. You may decide to brighten or darken. Keep in mind the range of DMC. There are quite a few purples and greens in this range, so I'm going to keep it nice on the brighter side, but not too bright, not too dark. You can crank up that saturation. If you want it to look cartoonish, definitely bring up that contrast. The stems look much more vivid in this light. I'm actually loving that right now. Saturation of color, you could crank that up if you want to. It's going to look more cartoonish again, so you may want to bring it back down to make it less so. You can stop here, or you could crop it. You could say, oh, I want it to be, I want it to be a landscape, or I want it to be a banner. You could change and adjust where you want that to be. It's all up to you and what you want out of your picture. But if you do decide to crop it, you can use some of these options at the bottom. But like I said, every phone is different. So not every phone has these exact options. You'll have to play with your phone's options. And just to be clear, this is my phone, and I do everything by phone. I very, very rarely do any editing on my computer. But if you're using the computer, you may need another tutorial. Maybe someone out there who does use their computer more often than me can help you with that. There are other apps and programs that you could use to help you. You could use Photoshop. There's a free Photoshop app that you could use. There are many, many different imaging softwares. You may feel most comfortable with like Instagram or Snapchat even, but play around and see how you feel. These are just the things that I do to make my custom diamond paintings look the best that they possibly can. And it's all about experimentation. Once you've tried to edit your photo, maybe send both copies to the seller that you're looking to work with and get their feedback. If they have suggestions, they might make it at that stage, especially when you're looking for the best size to get for a photo, which I highly, highly recommend, no matter where you're getting your photos changed into diamond paintings from. If you have any further questions, please feel free to comment down below this video and let me know if there's something that I can help with. But if it's related to changing a specific photo, you may need to contact the store directly. I hope that this has helped some of you, and I look forward to seeing you very soon in tomorrow's video. Take care, everyone.